know which tattoos are best to avoid in prison? For you it might just be a heart, but others will consider you a rapist or a pedophile. I'll show you the most dangerous tattoos, the meanings of which you might not even believe.
Not to mention the symbols of American gangs, where every line could get you shot, and finally,
there will be the most terrifying prison tattoos, which even hint at violence. How and why are tattoos beaten in prison? Tattoos among inmates are not just skin decorations, they're a kind of code that reveals the life path of their owner. It's like a passport in the prison world, where each symbol has its meaning, telling about the strength, bravery, and unusual life path of its owners. Sometimes, it's a brand to let everyone know about the inclinations of the inmate. After all, people in the prison are different. Someone just defended their wife, while someone else assaulted children. The attitude towards them from others will be vastly different, just like the tattoos on their bodies. They can speak volumes, and I'll tell you more with examples, but first, do you even know how they're made? I was quite surprised when I delved into this topic. Prison tattoos are made using makeshift materials. The most accessible way to get a needle is to make a staple from a regular notebook, straighten it, and sharpen it against a wall or floor. Before applying, the needle is sterilized. How? For example, using the urine of the person getting the tattoo. Getting ink isn't straightforward either. It's made from soot obtained from burning plastic items. These could be disposable spoons, prison-made dyes, or even shoe soles. The plastic is burned, and a smooth surface is held over the smoke to collect the black soot. Do you know what they dilute the resulting powder with? Their own saliva or strong tea with sugar. And then they meticulously inject the resulting mixture under the skin with a needle. Well, it doesn't sound very hygienic, but what do these prison tattoos mean? A lot depends not only on the design but also on the placement on the body. What do words and symbols on fingers mean? Let's start with the most contentious area for tattoos, the fingers. Rings and patterns on them behind bars are not just decorations, but messages to other inmates. Some might indicate a high status in the criminal world,
while others signify a status diminished behind bars.
Let's start with the index finger, where a ring often serves as a reminder. Only you can be your friend. A tattoo in the shape of a cross on the middle finger indicates involvement in the pickpocket world, symbolizing belonging to this special caste of thieves. A skull and crossbones, an image of a gun or knife, as well as the letter K on the body, are grim symbols indicating the dark deeds of their owner, marking them as a person who carries out contract killings. By the way, such symbolism is also found among killers in other countries. A worldwide classic symbol is a nickname and date of birth by digit or letter on each finger. This immediately lets others know who they're dealing with and allows them to draw appropriate conclusions. Thieves Stars. What else is there from the world classics? Thieves Stars, once symbolizing high status among the criminal world, can now be found among a wide range of inmates, indicating a decrease in their significance. The 8-pointed star, or the wind rose, originally originated from the sea, where it served as a landmark and symbol of travel, risk, and protection among sailors and pirates. This symbol migrated to the criminal world and later acquired new meanings. Despite its association with top criminal authorities, the presence of such a tattoo doesn't always unequivocally indicate belonging to the thieves-in-law. In the criminal environment, the wind rose became a symbol of freedom, non-compliance, and protest against prison rules and the state.
The placement of the wind rose on the body can have various meanings. For example, on the knees,
it symbolizes absolute non-recognition of any authority. This resonates strongly with many criminal authorities. However, in the modern context, the meaning of this tattoo may be less strict, and it becomes more accessible to a wider range of people, including those far from the criminal world, emphasizing a propensity for risk or simply serving as decoration. Bouquet carriers, tigers on shoulders, and a leader on the chest. Do you know how inmates with HIV are marked in prisons? In Russia, there is even a separate caste called Bouquet carriers for inmates fighting various venereal diseases. These people receive nicknames reflecting their diseased condition, with military ranks assigned depending on the stage and severity of the disease. For example, a colonel could mean someone suffering from the second stage of syphilis, indicating the seriousness of their condition. This way, inmates mark a person, ensuring they won't even think about hiding their status when being transferred to another facility. How do they mark the most insane? Tattoos with images of tigers on the shoulders are seen as a symbol of particular cruelty and ferocity of their owner. Images of devils can express deep animosity towards authority and the prison system. Baring teeth is another popular theme of criminal tattoos, symbolizing aggression and open defiance of the justice system. A dagger piercing the neck can indicate a murder committed within the confines of incarceration, as well as readiness for new crimes. This tattoo has a similar meaning in American prisons, where Latin gangs mark their killers in this way. Additionally, blood drops often indicate the number of murders committed, becoming a grim tally of lives taken by the tattoo's owner. By the way, in the USSR, tattoos with portraits of Lenin and Stalin on the chest had a special meaning. They were considered a kind of protection against bullets, based on the belief that no one would dare to shoot at the images of the leaders. I wonder if that actually saved anyone? Woodpecker.
Do you know what a woodpecker tattoo signifies?
For instance, in America, where the African American population first started using the term woodpeckers to describe white people, comparing them to red-headed woodpeckers for their persistence and, as they saw it, short-sightedness, this symbol has evolved into broader usage. In some nationalist circles, the woodpecker symbol has become not only a means of self-identification but also expressed in the creation of tattoos, where this image is often stylized to resemble the popular cartoon character, Woody Woodpecker. The stylization isn't just an attempt to incorporate element of pop culture into their symbols, but also perhaps an attempt to emphasize certain traits they see in themselves or want to embody. I mean, Woody's madness and uncompromising attitude toward his enemies, but in Russia and the CIS countries, it's better not to have a woodpecker tattoo. In local prison slang, woodpecker refers to inmates who snitch on their comrades. The attitude towards them is accordingly negative. Mermaid and cathead, domes. But let's move on. According to prison symbolism, a mermaid tattoo can serve as a grim reminder of a crime against a minor, signaling the serious offense of the owner. However, in America, such a tattoo carries no shame or condemnation. It's just a childhood heroine. Cat heads and jennies on the leg reflect professional affiliation and personal habits, from theft to drug addiction, indicating the complex life paths of people behind bars. And what about the famous domes recognized worldwide? The image of a church with domes, reflecting the time spent in confinement, and shackles symbolizing the hardships of prison life, serve as reminders of the significant and heavy experience that inmates endure. Yakuza tattoos and leaders of this group. I would like to touch separately on Japanese criminal culture of tattoos. After all, you've definitely heard about the Yakuza. It's a Japanese criminal organization inheriting the spirit of samurais and the Bushido Code. It has a unique culture, including the realm of tattoos. Almost all fighters are covered from head to toe. It's a certain style of art, I won't shy away from that word, and all these images have their specific meanings that reveal the personality of the wearer, their status in the gang, achievements, and even ambitions. Let me show you the most popular ones. The Japanese lion and food dog, symbols of protection, strength, and prosperity. Their images on a Yakuza member's body speak of loyalty and the desire to benefit their family. These mighty creatures guard entrances to sacred and important places, just as the tattoo bearer stands guard over the interests of their clan. Koi carp, overcoming obstacles and even capable of turning into a dragon according to legend, symbolizes a striving for success and strength of spirit. This image is chosen by those willing to go against the tide and overcome difficulties on their path to their goals. Tiger Tora acts as a sign of power and wisdom among Yakuza fighters. A tiger tattooed on a gang member's skin speaks of their high status, strength, and determination. This predator is a symbol of closeness and outstanding leadership qualities. Therefore, tigers are usually inaccessible to ordinary Yakuza fighters. They're often found on the bodies of bosses or leaders of squads. A very prestigious tattoo that evokes awe and fear in Japan. Japanese peonies, severed head.
By the way, if flowers are considered quite feminine images worldwide, it's the opposite for Yakuza fighters. Peonies are a symbol of...
Peonies are a symbol of courage, strength, as well as attracting luck and wealth. In the context of the Yakuza, these flowers can also symbolize risk and bravery necessary for life in the dangerous world of organized crime. Another interesting one is Namakubi, the image of a severed head, reminding of samurai heritage and the idea of self-sacrifice. This motive speaks of readiness to go to the end for the clan and its ideals. Teozeum, a man with a sword in his teeth, symbolizes unwavering will and resilience, important qualities for a Yakuza member facing dangers at every turn. Of course, this isn't all. There are hundreds of different tattoos, but let me also tell you about other gangs known worldwide. Hell's Angels. Hell's Angels, one of the most well-known and controversial motorcycle clubs in the world, has established itself as a subculture with a rich and complex history. Since its founding in the 1940s in California, the club quickly became known not only for its love of motorcycles, but also for its involvement in activities beyond the law, including drug trafficking, robberies, and prostitution. If you've watched the series Sons of Anarchy, much of it is drawn from reality. Nevertheless, the Angels themselves often present themselves as a group of motorcycle enthusiasts, emphasizing their passion for two wheels and camaraderie rather than criminal activity. The club's emblem depicting the Death's Head is inspired by the emblem of the 552nd Bombardment Squadron of World War II, adding depth and historical connection to their identity. The symbolism of the Hells Angels, including red letters on a white background and various tattoo variations with the club's name, such as HA81, where the 8th and first letters of the alphabet represent H and A, sometimes written as the abbreviation AFFA, which stands for Angels Forever, Forever Angels, serves as a sign of belonging to this unique band of Iron Horse riders and a kind of motto. These guys even have their own concept that they belong to the 1% of people who live real lives and go beyond societal norms and laws. The spread of Hells Angels has gone far beyond the United States, with branches in Canada, New Zealand, Russia, and other countries, demonstrating the global influence and appeal of biker culture. 18th Street. However, much more dangerous is considered the gang 18th Street, which is one of the most significant street gangs with huge influence both inside and outside the United States. Its roots go back to the numerous communities of Los Angeles, where it originated, becoming a symbol of fear and violence for many neighborhoods. Committing daily serious crimes, from drug trafficking to robberies and murders, this gang has solidified its reputation as one of the most powerful criminal organizations in the country. Affiliation with the 18th Street is often emphasized through unique symbolism, including various variations of the number 18, which can be expressed in tattoos, graffiti, clothing, or accessories. These symbols serve not only as a sign of belonging to the gang,
but also as a way to demonstrate its power and prevalence.
The use of the number 666 as an alternative representation of 18, since the sum of 3 sixes equals 18. This adds a dark biblical shade to the gang's symbolism, emphasizing its rebellious and antisocial nature. Therefore, I think some popular rappers who like to get 666 tattooed directly on their faces better not venture into their neighborhoods. Label number 10, Hells Angels. Hells Angels, one of the most well-known and controversial motorcycle clubs in the world, has established itself as a subculture with a rich and complex history. Since its founding in the 1940s in California, the club quickly became known not only for its love of motorcycles, but also for its involvement in activities beyond the law, including drug trafficking, robberies, and prostitution. If you have watched the series Sons of Anarchy, much of it is drawn from reality. Nevertheless, the Angels themselves often present themselves as a group of motorcycle enthusiasts, emphasizing their passion for two wheels and camaraderie rather than criminal activity. The club's emblem depicting the Death's Head is inspired by the emblem of the 552nd Bombardment Squadron of World War II, adding depth and historical connection to their identity. The symbolism of the Hells Angels, including red letters on a white background and various tattoo variations with the club's name, such as HA81, where the 8th and first letters of the alphabet represent H and A, sometimes written as the abbreviation AFFA, which stands for Angels Forever, Forever Angels, serves as a sign of belonging to this unique band of Iron Horse riders and a kind of motto. These guys even have their own concept that they belong to the 1% of people who live real lives and go beyond societal norms and laws. The spread of Hells Angels has gone far beyond the United States, with branches in Canada, New Zealand, Russia, and other countries, demonstrating the global influence and appeal of biker culture. Shameful Tattoos. But remember, I promised to show the most shameful tattoos that are often forcibly applied? I think it's time to talk about them. For example, like roses and hearts often tattooed on the buttocks, carry marks of femininity and may indicate the assaulting role of the inmate in the prison hierarchy. The heart in particular symbolizes that the person was convicted of attraction of the same gender, while the rose may indicate that the inmate has a certain attractiveness in the prison environment among other men. Tattoos of eyes on the lower back or butts, as well as images of bears playing in plates, indicate a person's attraction to the same gender, while a devil undressing a woman is a symbol of lust and may be tattooed on those who occupy a low position in the prison hierarchy.
Complex tattoos, including elements such as playing cards, curls, devils, and derogatory inscriptions,
are often associated with punishment for rape. Such tattoos can tell about committed crimes and punishments. A tattoo of a girl hooking her dress with a fishing rod on the forearm, as well as a boar in profile with the article of the criminal code on the back, indicate particularly serious crimes, including violent acts against minors. Such inmates are held in a special condition because cellmates despise such prisoners. In prison culture, there is also a tradition of getting small tattoos such as aces, little devils and bees on the butts of those subjected to assault and violence, reflecting the number of such acts. How many times the bear went to this hive? Oh my. These symbols carry complex and multifaceted meanings, forming a unique language that can only be understood within the prison subculture. Conclusion. All this doesn't mean that you'll necessarily be asked about your little devil or heart tattoo on your hand in prison or another country, but it's better to use your head and think about what and where you're getting inked. If you're interested in this topic, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.